Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we took some damage in the last episode, and now we are really missing having our 3 mech bays. That's something we're really missing tremendously. But it's going to take a while to repair our mechs, and that's okay. Which one of these is the one that had the arm taken off? Was that the mongoose or the javelin? Let's check. Let's see. The javelin was the one with the head. The mongoose was the one with the arm. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch these around, like so. And we will tick forward just a little while here. And get most of our mech warriors back, as well as that repair scaffolding finishing up. Perfect. And that means that I immediately want to find out what we need for Mech Bay 2. Repaired power conduits is what we need there. So we will go ahead and immediately begin work on that. Fantastic. That will take a grand total of 10 days, and we will tick forward until the javelin is fixed. Yes, we are aware of flashpoints. Okay, the javelin is fixed. So now we need to go into the Mech Bay and replace the javelin's head. That is something that is going to need to happen. And we'll repair the hand and remove the double heatsink. Now, that double heatsink removal doesn't actually hurt our heat efficiency at all. I don't believe we have any MRM ammo for this MRM-20, but we'll just drop this double heatsink as well. Wait a second. This is required external heatsinks. Do we have a standard heatsink kit? We do. So we could drop this. Do we have any standard heatsinks? We have one. We have one standard heatsink. So this mech is not deployable, I believe. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, we require an additional external heatsink. And wait, we did get a double heatsink. That's right. We did get one. Yeah, I forgot about that for some reason. So we can deploy this mech. Now, I'm not super keen on the actual loadout here. We can definitely save some weight here by moving our SRM ammo into our legs. And we can either move or drop the case. Alternatively, we could put the ammo out in the arm, but I kind of hate that location. I'm going to drop the case here, and we're going to put that ton into extra armor. I feel like we're better off having it like that. Now, that's not a ton of extra armor. Well, it is 1 ton of extra armor, but it's not very much extra armor. So that's definitely something to consider. Let's bring these up to all be an even multiple of 5. In fact, I want to max out everything in the torsos first. And then I kind of feel like I don't really want to drop that much weight in the legs. But this is the amount of weight we've got for right now. I'm not going to claim that this is fantastic. It is absolutely not. It is, for now, serviceable. Ultimately, we'd like to put in, like, MRMs over here instead. Maybe drop the double heat sinks. The external heatsink requirement of 3 is kind of bonkers for this, but okay. We'll go ahead and do that. That'll take some 8 days.
I'll get it in the schedule.
But we'll get the mongoose online. Mongoose also had an arm loss. Or no, the mongoose had the arm loss, not the head loss. Right. So let's go ahead and tick forward here, and we will bring back the mongoose. Okay, and then let's see what we can do with that. I believe we lost a medium laser here. Yeah, that's not a big deal. We can repair that, and we can put that medium laser back in. We can also ditch some jump jets here, and as far as our heat sinks go, I think we can afford to drop a single heat sink here. Like that. Yes. We can afford to drop a single heatsink. We can also afford to drop these jump jets, and that is something that I'm going to do. And we have 2.5 tons to work with. We'll max out this armor. Now we have about 1 ton to work with, which means that we can take a little bit of armor back out of this leg. About like so. And we can replace one of these heatsinks. And I think that went here? Yes. Yes, it did. Okay, that is, I think, overall an upgrade to this Mongoose. It's the same amount of heat sinking, slightly more durability. So let's go ahead and run that. That'll take 4 additional days. So let's have the Javelin happen before the Mongoose, I think. But we should take forward 1 day here, but I think we should actually deploy with a short lance. Let's go into our barracks and see if anybody needs any training.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, Panzer could use a point of tactics.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So let's now hop into the command center and look for something pretty simple here. Now, we don't really care about who we are aligning with in here. This will change once we finally get around to moving. I'm actually thinking about running maybe this mission here with the 523 salvage. We'd run it at like 418. Oh, this is really convenient, actually. We would not be deploying mostly our own mechs. So we would deploy the Centurion, and I believe Panzer was in the Centurion? Yes. We'd deploy the Centurion and the Harasser, and everything else would stay home. So this is, I didn't even look to see that this was this type of mission. They've got a Suburban Mech, oh boy. Urban Mech 2C and a Pack Hunter. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. This shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully get some good salvage out of it without risking our own mechs. It's very convenient that this is a trainee mission. I did not even check that. So that means that the only things that we are risking, of course, is our Centurion, as well as our Harasser. And both of those, that would be okay. With the Harasser, as long as it doesn't get fully destroyed, it's no big deal at all. With the Centurion, we prefer that it takes as little damage as possible. Repairing it is a lengthy and arduous procedure at this point, since we have very little in the way of repair facilities set up. So the real question is, of course, what are we going to be up against? We need to destroy the enemy lance and keep trainees alive. We're trying to build a local defense force of mech warriors here on Outreach. Our pilots are inexperienced and untested, and we'd like you to help us train them. We've picked up a troubling signal which may represent hostile activity, which seems like a good opportunity to send our new defense force out to handle it. Can you bring along an experienced mech warrior and mech to keep them out of trouble? I'm expecting Urbies, says Darius, and there's a Suburban Mech and an Urban Mech 2C, so he's not wrong.
Command interface initiated.
This is an awkward place to land. Okay. We do have some allies, it looks like. We can land all the way up here. Perhaps we land here and make our way up the hill? The Merrick forces are likely to be up the hill. Yeah, let's just go ahead and land somewhere like here. I'm a little concerned about this location. Yeah, let's take that on out of there and try this again. Yeah, here should be perfectly fine.
Prime beach real estate. If only there were a beach.
Okay, so where are the enemies at? These are our allies over here, and I think they can get down that. Ah, here's the Merrick forces, and we see a Mist Lynx and a Skulker up the hill. Okay. So we are, of course, going to... Phase 1 rolls, or round 1 rolls, rather, are pretty bad. I think we're going to sprint up to here and just pot-shot the ER large laser. It's probably not going to hit because this is round 1. We'll give it a go.
Firing full complement on
Yeah,
enemy.
I'm not shocked by this. Wait, this guy's already got a wound?
Missed.
Interesting. Yeah, he definitely already has a wound. Fantastic. So our Centurion is going to sprint on up the hill. And I'd love to drop some LRM-10s into the rear arc of this Mist Lynx. Maybe use Swarm LRM-10s here to increase our hit odds?
Here we go.
Yeah, that did a little damage. We'll take it. The Mist Lynx now comes on down the hill, doesn't fire.
Ready for orders.
Our Urban Mech 2C is going to sprint to the road. It's an Urban Mech, though, so it's not going to move too quickly. It's rocking a Gauss Rifle HA-20. That's pretty good. I mean, it is a 2C. So our Harasser is, at this point, going to head on up the hill.
Got it.
And their Skulker is going to come down. Completely missing the Pack Hunter. Okay. They do have additional enemies that we don't know of. That's not shocking. I did think it would be strange if there were only the two. This is a vehicle that went by up here, but we don't know what type it is just yet.
Live to serve.
The Urban Mech can absolutely position here and utilize that ERPPC. This is a pot shot, but we'll give it a go. Not a good shot. We didn't expect a good shot, though. Saladin closes in. And at this point, our Pack Hunter moves. So let's position here and go for that Skulker. Our hit odds aren't the best, but they are better than nothing.
Aye, aye.
And we missed. That's not shocking.
No joy.
Indeed.
Ready for
Our Harasser is at this point going to move into the rear arc of this Mist Lynx, I think.
Aye, aye.
And what's our sensor roll here? Our sensor roll is okay. It's got that ECM shield, but light him up. Some rear arc damage there.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Fantastic. And now our Urban Mech 2C is going to sprint up the hill, as up the hill as an Urban Mech can go. Can it jump further than it can run? It might be able to. We're going to move up with our Centurion here. And I think we're going to go for the Skulker with still Swarm LRMs. Okay, a little bit of damage there. Striker moves up, fires on that Skulker, does nothing at all. And let's see what the other two do. So we know that there's this J. Edgar over here, a Flamer J. Edgar. Interesting facing here. Skulker backs off.
Standing by.
The Suburban Mech can actually dip back over here and fire on the Mist Lynx. Now the hit odds aren't great. Or we could jump up to here, and I think that's what we'll do for now. It's not going to help our hit odds, but
Firing.
it is fun. Excellent. We didn't quite hit. We aren't shocked by
I'm
this.
gonna need a calibration on my targeting system.
You probably are. Okay, so the J. Edgar moves now. Sounds good.
Orders?
So our Pack Hunter is going to close in on their Mist Lynx.
Roger.
And we're going to fire on it.
Targeting for now.
Hey, we got a hit. Fantastic. That's a lot of heavy lasers destroyed. That's actually a huge amount of the threat of this Mist Lynx gone.
Receiving you.
I like it. The Harasser will move in over here. This isn't quite rear arc,
On it.
unfortunately. But we will attack his weak side and do 30 damage into there. Phase 13 is going to be the J. Edgar, I think. No, it's the Mist Lynx. Rude. But imagine if it still had that heavy laser. Or those, like, 4 heavy lasers. That would have been bad. Bad, bad, bad. Luckily, it did not. Okay, so that's the J. Edgar moving up.
I'm being flanked.
Going for the Harasser. Interesting choice.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Commander.
So our Suburban Mech is going to pop over to here.
Onward.
And we're going to fire on that Mist Lynx into its weak side. Our hit odds aren't great.
Confirmed.
And we did not hit. That's okay.
Wing and a miss.
Indeed. SRM Wheeled Scout Tank comes in, attacks our Harasser, which is now panicked.
Ready for orders.
Our Urban Mech is going to sprint up here, unless we can jump somewhere with LOS. No, we can't. So we're going to sprint up and attempt to get into LOS. Our Saladin friend not doing anything of note. Our Centurion is going to sprint up here.
Confirmed.
And we're not going to fire anything. We don't have LOS. Our Saladin friend also doing nothing of note. Okay, so at this point, our Pack Hunter should definitely attempt to back off a little bit. Maybe put her back to the wall. Yeah, I like this. Okay. And fire on that Mistlink's rear arc.
Aye, aye.
And miss. Perfect. Gotta love these trainee mech warriors.
Failed to connect.
Okay, phase 17. That is going to be what? The Mistlinks. Really going after that pack hunter hard.
Losing lots of armor.
Okay.
Receiving you.
And our harasser is, at this point, going to move into the rear arc.
Confirmed.
Excellent. And light him up. That was a lot of internal damage there, but no actual destruction. This is bold. No doubt about that.
I'm showing minor damage.
Okay,
Yeah.
our Centurion is going to move up to here. And we'll take a look at our hit odds. 25.4, 30.9. I think we'll fire on the J. Edgar and hope that we don't stray shot.
Let her rip.
Fantastic. That was a good structure exposure there.
I'm under heavy fire.
You're okay. Striker moves up, goes for the Skulker, does 5 damage. Saladin doesn't do a thing.
Standing by.
So our Irby here is definitely going to utilize its HA-20 Gauss rifle and look to eliminate this Skulker.
Confirmed.
That's a lot of damage to the Skulker, but it is not dead. That damage spread out quite a lot, as HA-20s tend to do. Just checking hit odds here, 28%, and we're going to fire on that Skulker.
Feel my wrath.
And that is a swing and a miss.
Failed to connect.
Indeed you did. The Saladins are not useful, but there's 3 of them. So at this point, the J. Edgar is going to move. We'll see what it decides to do. Goes for the Pack Hunter. That's fine. It gets absolutely no hits in there. And then it backs off. Sure. A Leopard making a drop over here. That is not helpful. Not really helpful at all. We're going to move in over here
Move order.
and fire the ER large laser. I probably should have melee'd this, actually. That's a leg destruction on that Mistlinks. So that's probably that Mistlink's dead. Okay, the pilot actually ejects. Good.
Ready for orders.
The harasser is going to come over here and chase down this J. Edgar, while at the same time getting in position for this drop. That was not good shooting.
Receiving you.
Okay. This Irby is going to attempt to finish off this Skulker. Emphasis on the attempt. Oh, actually, it succeeded.
Vehicle killed.
I'm surprised by that. Okay, so we'll take out that J. Edgar. Well, the J. Edgar will move now. We'll see what it does. This is over here is going to be our evac point. A complete miss on the harasser. Sure, we'll take that. Absolutely. And then it moves back a little bit to
What do you
disengage.
need?
So we're going to move up with our Centurion here.
Understood.
And I want to fire on that J. Edgar with our LRM-10 in standard mode. Odds are pretty low, but we'll give it a go. 4 damage. Sure. Saladin moves up.
I await your
Okay,
command.
so this Irby needs to be an LOS over here. So we need to start moving it up. We'll place it there for now. Uh-huh, they dropped another mech. A big one. Big? What does big mean? I don't want to die. Okay, what did they drop? Only a single mech? We actually don't know what they dropped yet. Our Pack Hunter is going to move in up over here for LOS purposes. I want to stay out of LOS of whatever they dropped over here for as long as possible.
Heading out.
And, okay, we do see that it was something. A Wasp land air mech? That's not a big mech at all. Okay.
All weapons are good.
A solid hit there.
Standing
The
by.
harasser is, I think, going to come down here and engage that land air mech.
Confirmed.
Yeah, that's all that's here. Now, our hit odds aren't great because it just dropped in, but we'll see what we can do. A few points of damage into that rear arc, that'll do.
Yep.
We're going to move up with our Centurion, and our hit odds are probably not going to be worthwhile firing on that, but we can fire on this J. Edgar. Unfortunately, this is strong side. Pilot ejection. Okay. So now we just need to eliminate the land air mech. And honestly, it's a land air mech. That shouldn't be a problem. Striker going for the land air mech is kind of running off right now. Okay.
I'm receiving you.
So our suburban mech is going to jump up here, as was the plan.
Receiving you.
And the urban mech 2C is going to start sprinting down this way to try to get LOS on that land air mech. It's faster than us, to be sure.
Receiving.
Okay, the pack hunter is going to attempt to get LOS on it. Come up over here, I guess. Try to cut it off a bit. And the harasser now comes in to its rear arc. Actually, this'll do. I would prefer to be a little closer in, though. I think we'd be better off to be here, even with the sprint negative modifier. Is that a bad sensor roll? That's a bad sensor roll. Okay. Well, we'll see what we get. 10 more points into the rear arc. Okay. Well, hopefully next round we won't get a bad sensor roll, and we're going to move up with our Centurion and fire some side arc LRMs. Do we fire swarm LRMs here? I feel like we do. Excellent. So, the land air mech will move now, and we'll see where it decides to go. Moves back this way. That's good for us.
I'm here.
That's very, very good for us. If we were to jump up here, that's what we're going to do. And then brace. We won't have LOS, but that's fine. Striker going for that land air mech. Not getting anything.
Standing by.
Okay, our Irby 2C is going to be pretty close to getting an LOS. Perhaps next round. The Saladins are completely useless.
Receiving you.
Okay, let's see. Yeah! That is what we're looking for. That HA-20 is ideal for this situation. Light him up. There we go. Got some hits in there. The pack hunter is going to position probably here. And because it's wounded, I am going to vigilance it. That's a solid hit. That's a really solid hit. That was front arc. CT. I like it.
What do you need?
The Centurion is going to move in. We shouldn't be worried about stray shots, so if we're in range of the AC-20, we'll pot shot it.
Take this.
We didn't hit with the AC-20, but that's not shocking. And we'll fire some swarm LRMs. Our friend the Striker managed to get a bleed out on this land air mech. Wow. Good job. One activation remaining, allegedly. We'll see if that's actually the case. Our harasser is going to come into the rear arc.
Throttle down.
And continue to soften his rear arc. Not by much there, to be fair. Not by much at all. Those Saladins are so useless. Well, Mr. Land Air Mech, what do you have to say for yourself? He charges our Urban Mech 2C and manages to hit it, so that's going to be a knockdown. But he is in some tremendous danger right now.
Damn it.
Okay, pilot is bleeding out, so that means that we definitely have to deal with this wasp in a very quick amount of time. But that's fine. This should make him unsteady. Indeed. And then our striker, or rather our harasser, is going to come in here and light him up. Fantastic. That should be a knockdown. And an ejection, actually. Let's get out of here.
Mission successful.
Fantastic. So, I'm not sure what Darius means by a big one when he refers to a wasp. That is... I would not qualify a wasp land air mech as a big mech. At all. So we don't care about this damage. We took no relevant damage. So that's wonderful. Let's see, as far as salvage here goes, I think we're most interested in things like this medium heavy laser and these small heavy lasers. I'm very interested in both of those. Maybe a Clan Engine XL, that would be a pretty good one. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we are interested in here. These heat sinks, we'll try to roulette those and see what we get. We did get the J. Edgar part, a Mistlinks part, Skulker parts, Land Air Mech part. We got the Land Air Mech hardpoint as well. That's fine, I guess. The Clan Light tag, sure, SRM4. I'm not a fan of SRM4s. We'll actually get rid of that. Engine Core 120 will go to our stockpile, as will the Engine XL. The Land Air Mech turbines, that sounds like free money. Fantastic. Basic sensors, we can keep one of those around, and vehicle flamer ammo, that's not useful to us. Okay, sounds good. That was overall a quite profitable mission. And we didn't end up taking hardly any damage, which means that in theory, at least, we can deploy again before the financial report. I'm not sure how true that is because of, well, actually we should have spare pilots too. So we should be able to deploy again before the financial report, especially if the mech that we're working on gets repaired before then. I'm not sure that it does, though. So that's definitely something to check here in a moment. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so as soon as we're through this... Oh, there's absolutely nothing to look at, as expected. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here. We are going to need to take this financial report, but probably not before we deploy again, which we will do next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.